What's up, pimps? This is Not Another Movie Podcast. Today we're discussing WandaVision Episode 6. Shit's heating up in motherfucking Westview. Wanda's going Super Saiyan. Shit's cracking off. Y'all best tune in.
This is going to be a good one. I'm excited.
Yes.
Bro, this episode was a pretty fucking good episode.
Yeah, that episode was sick. I feel like we got a lot of answers.
Before we get super deep into it, let's just start with our theories. What was crushed and what came true this time?
Okay, so Agnes.
Roast us or roast me. I can't remember what I said.
Agnes, a lot of things change, I think, in our regards to where Agnes stands.
Bro,
and who she
I
is.
don't know.
She could be lying. She could be lying.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I think she's playing him right now.
She's finessing, dude. Even that laugh that she did, man, sounded menacing, man. It sounded very witchy.
But do you think she's more powerful than Vision's mind powers? Because he used that tap on her.
Okay, that's fair. He might be stronger than her, yes. It's a good point. But also, maybe she's fronting.
And maybe she's more powerful than we think she is.
She could be just not even anything, you know what I mean? She could just literally be a person going along with it. But bro, I feel like there's just no way that she's not something more.
Because she does, yes. Her timing in a lot of these situations is very convenient when she comes in. There's a lot of weird stuff. And this makes her whole interaction with Vision and Wanda in the last episode kind of weird, where she was like, hey, do you want me to take it from the top and all that stuff?
She did that on purpose. She's doing a lot of this stuff. And even this situation, when she did that, it made Vision go. It made him then try to go to the wall.
Yeah, like she's trying to split them apart right now. So that was a good tactic.
Yeah, that drove her.
It would have been a good tactic if she is actually has bad intentions.
The actress is doing a great job. I'll say that at like not really showing what she is yet. But I'm convinced that chick's a witch. Lock it in. I'll bet money on it.
It's definitely a possibility, but this episode kind of shook that theory a little bit.
Nope, I'm unwavered.
Okay, all right.
You guys should make a money bet right now, $100.
I'll bet $100 she's a witch.
Ross.
On air.
Why are you pointing at me, dude?
Because you thought it was broke down, but I'm honestly kind of on the fence here. She still seems kind of bad, but the evidence is right there that she wasn't. But at the same time, I was thinking, she's probably fronting right here, but I couldn't tell.
He's like, we can't trust this girl. That's what you're thinking.
I don't know. I don't know is what I'm saying. But Ross, you seem like you know. Zach seems like he knows. Let's put money on the table and fucking seal this deal.
Oh, I'm in. $100.
Do you want to run a 50-50 bet, Luke?
What's that mean?
Like if we lose, then we both pay you 50.
No, but he's on the fence, man. He's not decided.
I can't be a part of this because I'm not sure exactly.
I'll do a $50 bet, Ross. You want to do that?
All right. I'll take a $50 bet. Yeah.
All right.
Fair.
Put her in the vice right now, gentlemen.
Wait. Okay. No. We need to clarify the terms before we put her in the
virtual
vice.
handshake. All right. Okay. So wait. That's a good point. So are we betting?
Is it on if she's evil or if she's a witch or if her role is more than it seems or what? What's the terms?
If she's a witch.
Oh, witch. Oh, damn. That's specific. Zach is fucking wow.
Okay.
Bro, what if she's just part of Hydra and she's not even a witch, dude? And now you look like a fucking idiot, Zach.
Well,
and you still have to pay Ross. That is so specific. A witch? That's lit. Put money on it, Ross. You got to. Zach's an idiot.
She even had the witch getup, dog. Like she was wearing a fucking witch hat. Her laugh sounded weird.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
She killed that dog. I'm standing by. She killed that dog. She's trying to drive them apart for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay, Zachary Williamson, do you take this bet?
Hold on. One more clarification. Is it if she was a witch before she was influenced by Wanda's hex powers, or is it matter? Just witch period.
Witch
period, yeah.
Even if it's Wanda that made her into a witch.
Because then if you say that, we're talking even more. I still feel like that's even too big. This is actually almost completely different. But what that thing you said that with her being in the hex and her powers coming from this, it's almost bigger because then you could say that all these people could end up being the X-Men. This is how the X-Men start because everyone in there, their shit's all changed around or whatever.
Oh my God. I think that was just a good theory, Zachary.
All right, Zach.
All right, put her in the vice, gentlemen. The deal is sealed.
$50. Wait, so you're saying that you think that she's just a victim in all this?
No, okay, I'll clarify
my
point. This doesn't affect the bet, but My point is, I think that she is just a circumstantial victim of Wanda's powers, and that the reason that she comes in is it has to be somebody for Wanda to choose as a distraction, or whoever. It could be a third party to choose as a distraction, and she's just that somebody. Because you know how she's always coming in distracting Vision from the important questions. I think she's just the person that was chosen to be the distraction, basically.
Man, she feels so much more independent. I mean, okay, besides this right now, this situation where she was at the edge, other than that, she feels like she's independent more in all this. Her shit's not as affected. I guess this episode does show maybe that she is affected by it. But man, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think that this was all a really good act by her. I'm standing by it. I've gotten bad vibes from her since the start. Had one situation now where it wasn't like that, but her doing this specific thing pushed Vision to the edge where he almost killed himself, and he will 100% die if he leaves it.
Yeah, that seems pretty apparent.
That's another thing I thought about this episode was, what do you guys think of? Yeah, so humans or beings that are conscious, sentient, whatever, can't leave this. So like humans or people or souls can't leave the hex that were created in the hex, but clothing can, because Monica's clothing survived out of the hex.
Monica's different though, but okay. The first part that you were saying there, if you were created in this thing or you were brought back to life in this world, I don't think you can leave. So Vision will die. The kids, I don't think they're going to be able to live if they leave either.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Pietro
is such an interesting situation that's a whole different conversation.
Well, I thought her looking at him with bullet holes in him and dead kind of put that to rest. That's what I was feeling.
I just think it's like a trauma thing, dude. That she's seeing, she knows that they're dead outside of this world, and it's just constantly seeping into her mind. Because it's not him. I mean, it's not the same guy. He's acting like it is, but he knows a lot. How does he know that Vision died twice like that, Joe? It's not like he can die twice. Talking about when she killed Vision and then Thanos killed Vision back to back. He was already dead during that. So how does he have that memory? There's something off about him.
Very off, because he also has the memories of the MCU Pietro. He said, I just died and then now I'm here. Like there was nothing in between. But then he has memories of a bunch of stuff that happened in between. So that's like kind of insidious.
He dropped that. Remember when he said that thing about he's got the XY gene? That was a total X-Men hint too, wasn't it?
That's just the male chromosome.
But I mean, like, you don't think that them specifically putting that line in there was some sort of little reference? How they said Kick-Ass and how both these actors were in the movie Kick-Ass and
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Aaron Taylor Johnson and Evan Peters were both in that movie. Yeah,
they were best friends.
Even there's just other things too that he did, like when I can't remember the kids' names, but one of the twins,
Billy and Tommy.
Yeah, but I don't know which one's which. I'm forgetting. There was a part where he's recapping in that Malcolm in the Middle style, and he's looking at the camera, talking to it, breaking the fourth wall. You see Quicksilver look over at him and acknowledge that he's breaking the fourth wall. So he just knows more shit's going on. It seems very like there's more shit going on. Also, did the kids dress up? Remember when she was a child? Did it show them dressing up as Black Widow and Nick Fury?
Oh, bro, I didn't even fucking think of that. Yeah, dude. No, she has like bug ears, but he definitely looks like Nick Fury. With the eye patch.
Yeah, I wonder what she would be then. She got red hair though, like Black Widow.
Who's that twig girl from Guardians? Or the Asian chick?
Twig girl?
I mean Asian chick. Not Asian, she's alien.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Mantis?
But when she was younger, she might have known who the Avengers were when she was growing up, maybe.
Are you talking about Mantis from Guardians, Luke?
Yeah. He's talking about Mantis.
Twig chick.
Yeah, but no one would know who Mantis was because the first time Mantis is on Earth is in Endgame, I think.
How would she know about the Avengers, guy?
And Avengers were hella famous. They saved the world, bro.
What?
Not at that time when they were kids.
Are you fucking what?
In 2012? How old is she? How old is Scarlet Witch?
What?
Okay, in that flashback, they're like 10, dude.
You think so? Might be a little older.
Bro, how is she? Dude, she's not fucking like 20 now.
And what Age of Ultron was 2015 or 2014? That was only like a 2-3 year
maybe.
difference.
But okay, also these aren't even real memories, I don't think, are they? Are they real?
We don't know.
I don't know.
That's up to us to decide.
Who was remembering it? Was it like her or him?
That's a good point. Well, they both kind of were, but
if
I don't know.
But if he's remembering shit that happened to Pietro, then he must have similar fucking.
That's true. Damn, I don't know, honestly. Like, I don't know if this could be made up. It could be real. I mean, I'm trying to think of it in the context, like where they showed all Vision's memories as a kid, and that shit definitely wasn't real.
Well, the way he was talking was like he had all of the MCU's Quicksilver's memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I don't know then, dude. Maybe that reference is totally wrong.
There's some wacky shit going on here.
One thing too is all these characters are dressed up like their comic book costumes.
Yeah.
Even the kids, that's how they dressed up as superheroes in the costume or in the comics. Does he have his hair like up like that normally?
Yeah.
In the comics?
Not in the MCU, but in the comics, yeah. It's like exactly what he looks like in the comics. It's pretty funny. Dude, there's a lot of weird MCU connections. Like that movie, Josh Brolin killed her husband in the MCU, but then he was her dad / lover or whatever. I don't know. In that Old Boy movie. And then Aaron Taylor Johnson and her were husband and wife in Godzilla 2014.
That's in the same movie where her dad and her are having sex?
Yes.
Oh my God. I thought these were different movies.
No.
What in the fuck?
Old Boy, it's a remake of a Korean movie. Yeah.
Those
Spoiler, I
Koreans in
probably
their
spoiled that
movie.
movie for hella people, but hey, you know, now you know. Big
That
twist.
scene's the climax.
Also, I knew from the instant I saw that lead sword agent, I knew this guy was going to be a dick.
Bro, he's such a scumbag. He has to be a villain. He's not the real villain of the show, but he's the villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a fucktard too.
Such an idiot.
Thinking he can contend with this otherworldly force that can do this shit, that can change the reality of an entire city and put up a wall that you can't even go through.
What is the whole deal with Vision, though? What do they want?
Her to stop.
But like with Vision, why is Vision his target? It's not her. Vision's his target.
Bro, I don't know. What was on that little computer screen? Why'd they have a bunch of vibranium? What was that for?
Ross.
I just thought that he was trying to take Vision as a hostage in order to, because he's a dumbass. Well, like that wouldn't actually work, but I thought that that's what his goal was he was trying to take Vision as a hostage. But
Well, you could take Vision's body as a hostage. You could destroy Vision's body.
Yeah. He's an idiot, but I feel like there must have been something more than that.
Look at this, Wanda. I'm about to throw your husband's body through a trash compactor.
yeah, and then he would get shredded.
Also, they just took out like 4 sword guys and no one heard nothing.
Yeah, that seemed really easy. And then no one was like suspecting anything.
I think, so you know what I gotta say too is I think that maybe we were wrong about Monica. I think she's gonna get her powers, but I don't know if she has them yet. I think once she goes through this shit one more time, it's gonna change her. Seems that way.
This is my new current theory. By the end of the show, it evolves after every episode. I swear. By the end of the show, okay, here. This hex is gonna literally just expand to the bounds of the universe. So it's going to cover everything. And she's just going to rewrite reality. And that's going to be where the mutants come from. Random people in this MC universe are going to start becoming mutants because many anomalies will come with this new reality. And I think that's where the mutants are going to come from.
Yeah, this definitely seems like if the mutants are coming in, this is such an easy way to do it. There's probably other ways they could do it, but this would make sense to do it right now, right? Otherwise, it has to be something crazy because you can't just say that the mutants have been around this entire time and they just weren't doing anything. No one ever heard of them. This makes sense, yeah, that it would come from this. And that whole hint that if you've been in here, it changes your DNA or whatever every time.
Oh, yeah.
All these people could pop out as mutants. I wonder what's going to happen to Darcy, too. Maybe that's why they're bringing her back from in the future. Maybe she becomes a superhero. Is her character from the comics, Ross?
That's what I was just thinking. Do you think Darcy could be Kitty Pryde?
I have no idea. Explain more to me.
Kitty Pryde is a character from the comics that looks exactly like her. She's a mutant. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm thinking of the wrong person. It's not Kitty Pryde.
Damn, that part too, where that woman is lifting up the ghost and she's crying and shit, and the laugh track's still playing. There's a lot of good little eerie things through this episode again too.
Yeah, the horror elements coming in strong, and with the Quicksilver scene, like that. I mean,
What? Bro, what was your guys' theory on this commercial? The yogurt
with the kid turning into a fucking skeleton in front of her eyes.
I need
that
theories.
was weird.
What's y'all's theories? Yo, magic. That's what the trailer was.
Yo, magic.
That was weird though. Fuck, I don't know. I was confused.
Kid just fucking dies. Did you guys see what I tweeted on Another Movie Pod? It reminded me of those or those Chips Ahoy commercials from the early 2000s.
Yeah, totally.
I have a theory, but you guys can go first if you have any idea.
Basically, it's a satire on Wanda's powers. Her magic is very lethal to the people that are exposed to it.
So he says, I snacked on your magic. This makes me think, all right, shark, predator. There's something here, low key, that is trying to feed off of her powers. That's what I think. This one is more of a foreshadowing commercial, whereas everything else was about her trauma. And this might be something about what's going to happen. That is my theory.
That's actually a pretty good theory.
It also could have been too when the kid's a skeleton, that's also immediately foreshadowing that what's about to happen to Vision later in the episode when he tries to leave.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he couldn't escape and he couldn't open the little yogurt pack.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, something
Maybe.
like that, dude. I don't know. The other thing too in this episode, they dropped the line nightmare a few times, and even her brother, he also said these kids are demon spawn, and this goes back to the thing we were talking about with the theory with the kids about how they were made and absorbed into Mephisto, who is the devil of the devil demon of the MCU. He sort of looked at it like that way. So like even that dialogue, a nightmare we know is going to be the villain in Doctor Strange, and the sword director said, let's end this nightmare or some shit like that. And I think there was another line about nightmare in this too. So I don't know, dude. Maybe even Agnes could be nightmare. I think that maybe she's working. I don't know. I definitely think she's a witch though. And this nightmare thing, I don't know if there's gonna be a Mephisto. Maybe they combine them. Maybe they like take some stuff from Mephisto and add it into Nightmare to make Nightmare a bigger villain, because it was always in the comics that Nightmare worked for Mephisto. And I could see them taking some of that shit because it's a different story really, and adapting some of those elements together.
And when you think about it metaphorically, when you take a step back, it is kind of like Wanda is in a nightmare in certain aspects. When you look at the trauma that she's reliving with when she sees Vision totally fucked up and dead in front of her, and seeing the same thing again with Quicksilver, it can seem like a dream, like a happy dream, but the nightmare kind of shines through every once in a while. And in this one, we got that moment of vulnerability from her where she really seemed like she was telling the truth when she was talking with Quicksilver about her not really totally being in control. She doesn't remember how she got here. She knows everything that's going on, but she just got here and she doesn't know what to do. Exactly.
I know. That's why I can't say exactly what her motive is or what's going on, because it seems like maybe she doesn't know, or she's suppressing these memories on her. She's doing it to herself maybe, or there is this other power that's doing this to her. Because the problem is at the end, bro, she showed how powerful she fucking is, that she can expand this. She could take, it's kind of like what we've been saying in the past couple pods. If she wanted to, she could expand this hex infinitely bigger if she wanted to, right? So she seems like she's a lot more in control than she leads on, or she's not aware of it. I don't know. What's your theory on that? Do you guys think that she's absolutely in control, or is there another power that she made a deal with, or anything? Because before I wasn't sure, and now it even seems like, okay, yeah, she's in control and she's maybe suppressing some shit, but it still feels like there has to be some other power that is leading her to this direction a little bit too. She definitely seems more on the evil side, though.
I'm kind of on the same page as you, dude, because if something's controlling Scarlet Witch, it would make sense that Agnes would be able to dupe Vision's powers, because there's something that's bigger than Scarlet Witch, it would make sense that Agnes would be able to be powerful enough to evade Vision.
I don't even know if I think that there's anything controlling her. It's more like someone is using her low key or trying to feed off of her.
Well, how does she not know? Well, how does she not know?
Yeah,
how does she not know? Like, the only thing that makes sense is if something's controlling her, or maybe she's doing it subconsciously. But if she's doing shit unconsciously, that wouldn't even make sense.
Like in Age of Ultron, Thor at that point was way more powerful than Scarlet Witch was, but she could still trick him because she had a different power set. Her power set was more focused on illusions and messing with your mind. So she could still trick him and beat him in that way. But in this one, she is insanely powerful, probably more powerful than Thor at this point. And what I'm saying is the same thing could be done to her if somebody has that skill set of being able to manipulate your mind.
Yeah, but if they have the same skill set of being able to manipulate someone's mind, wouldn't that make them more powerful than her? If they have the same skill set?
Maybe just a really good counter to her powers, but not more powerful.
I got to the part with Agnes again, and so I was trying to see if she was doing any more social cues that I thought were weird. So she is way out on the edge of the city, where everyone else on the edge of the city, no one's doing any sort of movement, but she's able to talk a little bit. She's able to ask, like, where's the town square? Got lost. I don't know, though, dude. She did a really good job in the scene to try to change my theory, but I'm still convinced.
I do think she has some kind of powers because the show makes a very important point of showing Vision trying to talk to... He doesn't just look at other citizens. He actually goes up to them, tries to talk to them, and they can't respond. But in Agnes's case, she actually got out way further than anyone else did in her car, and she was able to speak back to Vision when he talked to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before he then touches her brain and puts her back into that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I think she does have some degree of power.
If you look at it from the angle that she's only trying to manipulate Vision right here, though, she's doing a good job at that. You're dead. That'd be crazy to hear. You'd immediately be like, all right, I'm trying to break out of this shit. What the fuck's going on?
You'd be so confused, though, at the same time.
I'm sorry that I totally hijacked the part on Wanda, though. So, like, what is your theories? What is your guys' theories?
I stated my theory. I might lose $50, to be honest.
But besides that, reiterate your theory for me. Sorry.
Oh, my theory, like what I think is going to happen is just that Wanda is going to expand this hex zone to encompass everything. And then that's going to bring forth a bunch of anomalies. And that's going to bring forth the mutants, Fantastic Four.
Oh, you thinking Fantastic Four?
Yo, we still haven't figured out who the fuck is Monica meeting up with.
I did some research into this, actually. I did some hard research into this, too. Okay, so you go first then, Ross, because we might be thinking of the same person. That's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up, though, Luke, because that was something that I wanted to talk about. Because it seems like it seems imminent that we're going to find out who that person is.
My theory, and I will not take sole credit for this because I was talking to my friend Riri Williams, Ironheart. That's who I think they're talking about.
My theory, though, is I looked into this more, and she has a friend whose name is Adam, who ends up being a character called Blue Marvel, who has abilities, of course, and all this shit. And he also is his job is he has a PhD in electrical engineering and theoretical physics. So I feel like they could adapt that to be this. And the main thing about him is that he is her best friend in the comics. So I feel like when the way she talks confidently about this person, I'm thinking, okay, it could be this dude that they then bring in.
What's his name?
His name's Adam. I don't want to butcher his last name because I don't know. Real name, Adam Bernard. Adam Brashear. Look him up.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. That fits the bill perfectly.
Dude, is this dude the electric shock?
I don't know his abilities.
He looks like it. Seems like it.
Super genius intelligence is his main ability, it says. He played football, trained U.S. Marine, superhuman strength, antimatter energy absorption, How did he get
Holy
his powers
shit.
though? Let's see. Let me look up. So I'll be honest. I'd never heard of this guy, the superhero. I'm gonna be honest to listeners. Never heard of him before I started doing more research into this because it really felt like, we were saying that it could have been Fantastic Four. That could be a huge cameo if they do Reed Richards, but I feel like they're saving that shit, man. They already announced a movie for the Fantastic Four, so I don't know. It doesn't seem like that'd be the one they would do. I could be totally wrong though, right?
But yes, because the MCU has a history of introducing characters in group settings before they give them their solo.
Definitely, but this is about 5 years out before there's even going to be a Fantastic Four movie. They announced that, but they don't have they have a director, actually. I take that back. They got the Spider-Man director, but no cast, no nothing. If you were casting the Fantastic Four, THR, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, someone would have already leaked that shit. That seems like a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, like who's going to be okay, yeah.
Unless
John Krasinski.
Yeah, unless it's John Krasinski. That's what's funny, dude. If you bring in John Krasinski, everyone recognizes immediately. Everyone would know immediately who he's playing.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, that's Mr. Fantastic," right?
Exactly. So if they hit that'd be pretty badass. That'd be a great cameo reveal or whatever that she was alluding to.
Would that be enough to be like the Mark Hamill level reveal you're talking about?
No. But you know what? I went back and read that interview, and I have to say that I feel like she was trapped into that sort of answer. And the reporter really framed it in a way. She asked her and said, so the Mandalorian had this big Luke Skywalker reveal. Is there a cameo or is there someone that hasn't leaked yet like that? Saying that no one knew that was happening. And she said, is there someone who hasn't leaked like that yet? And she said, yes. And the thing is, in retrospect, looking back, the Evan Peters thing was reported a year ago. So that was known. That's why, to me, it feels like it has to be someone else. And he's a character in this. It's not even just that he's a cameo or anything or a reveal. It was a big reveal, right? But it doesn't feel like that would be on that level. So that's why I think that there is something else. And in the end of this episode, how crazy this shit is getting. Like, that shit just expanded. Whoever is, you got to call in someone at this point now. That shit just blew up even bigger, man. This is crazy now. You just wiped out the entire Sword team.
For sure, some fucking Avengers are coming in.
Now you need a fucking superhero.
Calling the big dog. Doctor Strange is coming. That I think is a fact. He's going to show up in this. I don't know if that's the big reveal, but that'd be pretty fucking sweet. I know I said that last week. I don't think that'd be a pretty big level, but at this point, it just makes so much sense for him to show up. I expect it to happen, right? Like, I expect him to show up.
Honestly, if a superhero doesn't come in at this point, I will hold it against the show. Because why would that not happen?
I think it has to. It seems almost every Marvel movie, the past 5 or 6 movies, has had a big superhero or someone come in, except for Spider-Man, actually. Spider-Man didn't have anyone.
Iron Man.
Far From Home.
Nick Fury.
But
he doesn't have superpowers. But
yeah, he was in it. That's true.
Batman doesn't have superpowers either.
Big MCU character. He was. Fuck, dude. He might show up, man.
Yeah, he's out there.
That would make sense. Isn't he like part of SWORD or whatever now?
Yeah, and he's usually on top of shit like this. So,
bro, that could be it. That's another one that I don't think people have even mentioned. Really, would be him.
I would love if he came in and just totally big dick this guy. I guess he got. No, he escaped, but that dude is such a dumbass. I want Nick Fury to come in and be like, "This guy's off the show. He's fucking up."
Yeah, he was dead for 5 years.
Yeah.
So it would make sense if he popped up. That's a good one. Yeah, he'd probably be able to figure out how to stop this shit or get through to Wanda.
Has he worked with her? Yeah, he has to have.
Has to. She was an Avenger, I think, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, the Blue Marvel guy, Adam Brashear or whatever.
It's Brashear? I thought it was Adam Bernard.
It said Bernard, but then when I Googled him, it pops up both names. Bro, okay, so I'm watching a part 2 where Quicksilver and her are having a conversation. It almost feels like he's trying to probe her for more information too. There's something off about him, man. About her brother.
Quicksilver?
Yeah. What if he's someone in disguise?
He could be Mephisto or Nightmare.
Yeah, he could, huh?
Yeah, because he knows so much shit.
He just knows more than you would think he would know. Like, he even said that he woke up and he heard her calling. The last thing he remembers was getting shot, and he woke up and she was calling him. And so he came and did his part. He said that in the episode, but he also said that shit about her husband dying and made that joke about him dying twice. He knows more than he's leading on.
Yeah, he was throwing a lot of jabs in there until she was just like, dude, fuck
She
off.
sent his ass.
Yeah. He reminded me a lot of the Quicksilver from the comics, who was just, he was brash, like cocky, and he
Goofball
always
too.
encouraged WandaVision, or he always encouraged Wanda in kind of the worst ways. In House of M, he was kind of a bad influence.
He's a good Quicksilver, dude. It's really cool that they brought him into this. They found a way.
How do you think Aaron Taylor Johnson feels? It's like, damn, y'all could have brought me in, but thanks.
Yeah, he got that Marvel check, and then he don't. I don't know. Maybe he still shows up, man. Who knows?
He could. That's a good point, because different universes coming in now.
Dude, the end of this episode, man, I was sitting here watching at 1 a.m. last night, going like this the whole time. I was like,
same.
when the shit was just expanding and they had that final shot of her eyes, I was like, damn, that's a great shot.
Yes. What did Darcy find on the computer at the very end? The thing she said, there's one more firewall to get through. What did she find? That's the one thing.
That's what I'm saying, man. This guy, there's something up about him that there's something more to this dude. The director guy. Hydra implant. That's my bet, but
could be.
I don't know what they want about Vision specifically. Yeah. The scene was intense at the very end with Vision trying to come through. I don't know if I got any more thoughts, fellas. What do you guys got? Anything else? I know we got a bunch of questions. I did reply. We got like 50, 60 replies today. This person, Pow0829. I am suspecting that Agnes and Quicksilver are not under direct control of Wanda, and they are a separate entity within the Hex. And they're just trying to goad Wanda and continue to make her use her powers. That seems like it could be, dude. I'm right there. I don't think that's a bad take at all. I feel that way a bit too. I definitely think that Agnes is sort of trying to bait this shit on. This is more of a comment, and it's this boy's got some sass to his comment, so I'll just read it. This is from LX Nukem XL. And so his comment is, Pietro is obviously Mephisto, who granted Wanda her extra powers when she was at her lowest and felt so lonely. In the comics, when Mephisto gives someone something, they can never remember exactly what happened. So the second part of that is true. We have mentioned that before, yeah, that Mephisto, we mentioned in the last pod, I don't think we've talked about that on this pod, but if Mephisto gives you powers, yes, it's something you cannot remember. And also Agnes, this is something we have not mentioned either. Sorry, not Agnes, but Agatha Harkness. If Agnes is Agatha Harkness, even just that name sounds close to Agnes. You know, it sounds like you combine parts of her full name into that. But her ability too, she can wipe people's memories, and she actually wiped Wanda's memories in the comics to make her not remember her twins, who then got absorbed by Mephisto. So yes, this is possible. But bro, at this point, man, they might take some of Mephisto's powers and give it to Nightmare, because if Nightmare is the big baddie in the next one, in the comics, Mephisto is stronger than Nightmare. So I almost feel like maybe they're going to give some of his powers to Nightmare. So obviously Mephisto, bro, we'll see. Thoughts? You guys have thoughts?
I think that makes sense for sure. That fits everything that's happening in the story. But this show also has a track record of setting up things that make sense and they fit perfectly into the narrative of what's happening, and kind of just bait and switching you. Like, oh, okay. Throwing in a wrench to fuck up whatever is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. That could definitely happen, though.
Yeah. A lot of these other questions I'm reading through real quick while you're talking it's a lot of the same stuff. Like, someone actually pointed this out. Did you catch that in one part of the episode, he called himself Big Pete or Peter? That's a good catch, because that's his name in the X-Men movies. He's not Pietro in those movies. That's interesting, because then that does tie into, is he exactly the X-Men Peter that's been pulled over? I like that. But also, who knows, man? Maybe it's not really him. This is a good question. They just want to know, let's see. So this is from We Vibin' Yo. I did a double take to make sure that was right. So yeah, his question is just,
Are you vibing?
his question is, which Avenger do we think is going to show up, or Avengers, or Marvel characters?
Wait.
Also, I should mention right now that Reed Richards is trending on Twitter as I say this. #1 trend on Twitter right now. People must be in on the Reed. Man, people might be setting themselves up for some disappointment with that one.
Damn, did something get leaked, or are
No, it's just people chatting, people saying, hey.
People speculating.
That's what the topic says right here. I haven't clicked on it yet. It looks like, let me click it. So the top tweet is from Brandon Davis, he's a comic book reporter, and he said something about it. So that's causing, everyone's now fan casting who they want to play Reed Richards, it looks like. So that's why it's trending.
just pure speculation?
So the question, which Marvel character or Avenger do you guys think is going to show up?
Doctor Strange, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like you answered that. Doctor Strange makes sense.
Doctor Strange seems like a lock. Yeah. Anyone else we think? If Doctor Strange doesn't come up, then that'd be, honestly, I'd be shocked if he doesn't at this point, right? This shit's expanding. He's only in New York City. We're in Jersey right now. This shit might expand to New York. He's going to come in.
This has to be a current Avenger, right? Not just somebody new with superpowers. So I'm
saying anyone, bro. You take your guess. Who do you think's coming in? Anything. You know, it doesn't have to be a current Avenger. I'm saying let's switch this question around a little bit and just say, what big Marvel character do you think could show up now?
Hey, is S.H.I.E.L.D. around still?
It seems like S.H.I.E.L.D. is now Sword.
I think S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it seems like they got dissolved and Sword popped up through that.
I think the X-Men in general are going to pop up, but I'm not sure which X-Men. I think Reed Richards / the Fantastic Four could definitely pop up. And then for current characters, I would say Doctor Strange and Spider-Man makes.
Do you guys think that?
Oh, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't know if Spider-Man's going to show up.
That would be on the level of fucking Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, he would be. I just feel like with the fact that Far From Home is after this, that it'd be random. It wouldn't be random. Of course it wouldn't be random. I shouldn't say that. But just the fact that like it was never mentioned once in that movie, that he then did this crazy thing a couple of weeks later, you know, I don't know if he'll pop up.
That is a good point. I forgot that Far From Home is after this. Damn, that totally just fucking shatters my theories that I was thinking about.
About Spider-Man?
No, about the mutants and everything. Because if Far From Home is after this, then it's not as world-breaking as I was thinking it is, probably.
It is after it, but maybe somehow they keep the news, like they keep this Hex shit, all this news, they keep that under wraps really well. Maybe. But like Doctor Strange would know about it. Just I feel like with him being a fucking Earth wizard and and knowing when there's like a big, because doesn't he have a way to be able to tell if something is a threat to Earth? He has a way to do that, right?
Yeah.
So this would absolutely be a threat.
He monitors potential threats. So I think Doctor Strange and Nick Fury are the most likely like current characters.
Yeah, those two. I'm kind of with you with that, man. I think those two seem the most realistic. If Doctor Strange doesn't show up, I would be absolutely shocked.
Yeah.
I think he has to show up. Even if it's the very last scene, this shit leaves on a cliffhanger and Doctor Strange just appears, and then that somehow leads into the next movie. Which I don't know then how it all ties to Spider-Man Far From Home, which is 6 months after this shit. We'll see though, you know?
Yeah, 6 months? I thought it was like a couple weeks at most. That's what?
Yeah, bro. Remember they had like a school year. It's summer break. It's summer vacation, or they're going. Look it up. Okay. We should Google when this shit is, Ross, for me, so we know exactly. But I want to say that from what I remember, it was 6 months after. I appreciate everyone who submits questions. By the way, I really appreciate that, you guys. Thank you. I didn't read all of them, obviously, but like this tweet had 1,000 likes and 50 responses. Pretty good. So. That's it, boys. What else we got? You guys got final thoughts on this episode? Anything before we close this out? Read some reviews. Shout out Clarky Mate from Australia. At Clarky Mate. Appreciate that, man. Says he's loving the Marvel content.
Yes.
And then Jay Stowe. He said, shout out Zach is a great host. I rely on Ross for the hard deets, and Luke is the funniest one with the theories and comebacks. Highly recommend. Shout out, man. Thank you.
Honestly, Zach has amazing theories too. Probably better than
thank you, Ross. Appreciate it.
Wow. Suck his dick already, Ross. Jesus. Zach's theories suck.
Roast me. That's our reviews this week. And there's some DMs, dude. I know I have to. There's always people who tweet at us on Twitter that I just forget, man. Let me go to our Twitter real quick. I hate forgetting all the dudes who are always shouting us out, you know? Like, shout out Marcus. Shout out fucking
There's a dude that fucking sent us
Marcus.
Sent that tweet.
Is that what you're talking about?
The dude that loved my intro and then Zach, you retweeted it.
Alex Coos. Shout out
Alex Coos. A Coos.
We're kind of homies.
A Koozy 13.
Honestly. Yeah. Dude, whenever I stream
Your homies?
No.
Like
I mean,
in real life?
Never met in real life, but this is real life. Like, on the internet, we're homies.
Shout out RC Fella. Shout out Robert Paul Ghosts, Drew Bedreau, Wayne Train, Robert Shane, all these guys. Maddie Safranska.
I'm a follower.
David Sampson. I have to read one more theory, actually, that I thought was a decent theory. It's from Stevie Reyes. Stevie Reyes. His theory was, it was a decent one, bro. Actually, hold on. Let me bring it up real quick. It has to do with, so on the thing with Elizabeth Olsen saying there will be a Luke Skywalker type reveal in WandaVision. Mark Hamill once played Nightmare in an episode of Ultimate Spider-Man. That is a fucking nice little deep cut there, dude. But I guarantee there's no way that Elizabeth Olsen knows that, you know? But I love it. I love if that shit happened, bro. No one guessed that shit except for this guy. So props to him if that somehow ends up happening.
Possible.
So what y'all think? I was gonna say, do you guys think this was the best episode of the season, or what is your favorite one so far? Because I feel like this was the end of the sitcom shit. I feel like after this, now we're gonna get into straight MCU. Longer episodes.
Yes. Yeah. I'll also just want to mention I like the Malcolm in the Middle / like Modern Family vibes too.
Yeah, that was cool.
Nah, that wasn't no Modern Family vibes. What you talking about? That was all Malcolm in the Middle. What?
Also, this might be me reading way too much into it, but in the intro, why did every character would say the Vision, but then it said Pietro as himself? Is that just like a sitcom thing?
No, I noticed that too because
Luke, sitcom expert, tell me, is that a common thing?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I don't know either, man.
I think that's something that happens when guest appearances are on. But fuck, I don't know. I don't even know.
That's a good point. Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
I'm reading too much into that then. There's nothing there. Also, did her pants say naughty on it, Agnes, in the intro?
I don't know.
I didn't notice that.
Bro, the end of this episode, man, it just pops up, please stand by. I was like, fucking Christ, man.
I know, dude. Yeah. It pissed me off, dude. I'm fucking ready for
every time that happens,
episode.
I'm like, fuck that.
They've done really good with cliffhangers in this show, though.
Yeah, that's why this show's been so fucking good.
That's why these next 3 episodes, they have to be the long ones. I can't remember where this report was that I read it, but I remember reading that it was supposed to be around 6 hours in runtime. Right now, if you add these up, we're about 3 hours in. So long episodes coming.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 40 minutes plus, right?
40. I don't know. I want to say that I really think they're going to be closer to an hour, dude. These next ones. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let me read the quote tweets. Why is Elizabeth Olsen so beautiful, man?
Bro, fuck.
Yeah, you tell me, bro. The other comment too that's in Spanish. I am deeply in love with Wanda in that costume, bro. See, everyone, hey, that is the common thought of this episode.
Damn, we got a bunch of horny boys out here.
Everyone horny on the timeline tonight.
We're sexual beings. Don't judge.
I didn't realize that Elizabeth Olsen is like the older sister of the Olsen twins.
I think she's younger, isn't she?
Oh, she is?
Oh, she's younger? She just looks taller, so I assume she's older.
I think she's younger, but we'd have to Google that. I'm fairly certain that she's younger than them.
All right, Google guy coming in.
Oh, Either way, solid genes in that family. Light them up.
They're all lighting up spliffs. Is that what you're saying?
However, those parents just exploited those 3 children.
Yeah.
On some Britney Spears dad shit right there, for real.
Bro, I'm about to have a son and just exploit him and as a child
you're
actor.
right, Zach. Mary Kay and Ashley are 34 and Elizabeth is 31.
31. Damn, dude. She's not even that much older than us.
Nah, dude. I think we have a shot, guys. She's single, right?
I'm going to try to get her on air, bro. Let's see if we can make this work.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty lit.
Okay, so questions. When Vision was being sucked, this is from Harrison R. Fox. When Vision was being sucked into the Hex, was it his entire being or just pieces that Wanda has added to make him whole again?
I got this one.
I was going to say, this is a Ross question, so you go for it.
This was, in my opinion, definitely the reality that was laid over him by Wanda, because as he's getting sucked back in, you can see the pieces of his forehead where the hole was created by Thanos getting sucked back in. You can see the dent start to form in his forehead where his dead body had it. So I think his dead body is real, and then there's this overlay that Wanda has on top of it.
And then his other question from Harrison was, does X-Men Quicksilver know he's not MCU Quicksilver? Who even knows if he's the X-Men Quicksilver too? You know, I mean, like, it seems like he is. He looks like the X-Men Quicksilver, but is he that one? I don't even know if that's certain yet. To add on to that real quick, the audio description and all that shit from the other episode, I don't think that means anything. Yo, one more theory too, that this one just came in a little late, but I got to give credit to this because I think this is a great theory. So this is from @Worry Pierce, Charles Pierce. His theory is that, so the Beekeeper is Pietro, repurposed by the Hex, because we know it needs raw materials. And he says, everyone forgot about the Beekeeper when Wanda was erased. And that is a great point, man. We don't know what happened to that fool. If he's dead, if he's regenerated. I like this theory. So I just want to make sure that I get in there so we get credit to our guy for submitting that. Thank you for sending that one in. That's all we got, everyone. Thank you. WandaVision Chapter 6. What was the name of this episode? It was something Halloween related. Shout out Elizabeth Olsen with her fucking classic suit. Love that. Shout out Julian. Shout out fucking Ross and Luke hopping on this pod with me today. What else we got?
Shout out Zach.
Shout out White Claws tonight, sponsored unofficially.
Shout out Kirkland Seltzers as well.
When we on that, the budget boys, baby.
Yeah. Shout out to Cups for holding our White Claws. Shout out dishwashers. We love them. They clean our shit. Shout out to weights. We can lift.
Hey, we
them,
getting big. It's swole season. It's here. COVID's ending. It's coming back. We can finally go to a gym.
Shout out to the radio waves because y'all can hear this shit.
Share this around. Drop us a review, a rating on Apple. Tell your friends. Tell your fucking parents.
Ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend. It's that important. Tell them.
Even if it was like a really awkward breakup and it just didn't go well, like reach out for this.
Probably
slide into those messages, start talking WandaVision, and then say, hey, man, you know, actually, I got this great pod that will break it down really nicely for you. Check it out. Perfect.
This great dick.
Yeah. If you have a significant other that got in a car crash and forgot everything, tell them. They need to know. They need to be reminded.
Recap time.
So tell a lot of people.
All right.
Call a random guy in Nigeria, you know, call a brother up, let him know. If you have relatives in Europe, call them, let them know.
Not Another Movie Pod. @Culture Crave, @Marvel Facts. Follow your boys too. What is you guys' handles these days? Ross Cutsforth, @Ross Cutsforth, @Luke_Goosens. I'm at My Tweets Mid. Let's go. We're out. We're out of here. Good night.
Peace. Zach, you said my last name wrong.
Ross Cutsforth, @Ross Cutsforth. Not.
But Cutsforth.
I said Cutsforth.
Hey.
Yeah, I did. Did I not? I'm sorry, bro. My bad. I love you though. My bad.
Hey, I love you too, man.